Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the highlight.
Today's episode, we will be talking about the NBA All-Star break.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
So, very unfortunate news. In this episode, we're gonna be without Ty. He is feeling a little under the weather right now, so we're gonna kick it old school and just rotate asking questions for our early listeners. So, we're gonna start it off. First question. I'll start off. What are y'all's overall reactions to the All-Star break?
I'll take this one first. So, honestly, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as previous years.
It wasn't as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah. So, like, the skills game, obviously. Does anybody really watch that?
I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but
That one was pretty bad.
yeah.
But then, like, dunk contest.
Don't even talk about the dunk contest,
Like,
bro.
that-
That was atrocious.
I didn't even watch it. And then the three-point contest, I mean, Dame time for the third time. Play on words right there. But
know, right?
it was really good seeing a bunch of superstars compete this year, and look forward to next year with Curry and maybe some more superstars.
Curry, Dame, Book, Clay.
Clay. Would be-
I didn't watch much of the All-Star break. Like, if you were to tell a 10-year-old Drew that we don't really watch the NBA anymore, he would have smacked you in the face.
Yeah.
Because I used to love the NBA. Now it's just mediocre. Like, it's horrible. I can't watch it without just wanting to turn it off every aching second. I love the three-point contest. Thought it was great that Damian Lillard on a torn Achilles.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool that he won it. Colin Knippel sold in the final round. That was his to win, and he sold it. The dunk contest, man.
Who even won it?
It was Carter Bryant, I think.
Who?
I don't know, but they had three big men, and then 6'1" Jace Richardson.
Jackson Hayes.
His little fast break dunk. I watched that live, and I was like, yeah, I'm just turning this off. But, yeah, I didn't watch the All-Star game, but shout out Jalen Johnson and Anthony Edwards. Maybe get a Anthony Edwards return to Georgia. I don't know. We'll see. But
To the
overall,
Hawks?
yeah, he said something about, like, I'm coming home soon. I'm coming home. Y'all got great wings. I don't know, something about that. Leave in the comments if y'all know what I'm talking about. Put a 67 if you know what I'm talking about, a 68 if you don't, and a 16 if you're just happy to be here. But, yeah, overall, just very stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty new to the NBA. I haven't been watching for a whole lot of time, but what I've heard just around is just, pretty similar to what you guys have been saying. Just, wasn't great, but a lot of people are making it out to be like a lot worse than it was. So I don't watch like any of it, but what I heard, yeah, it's just kind of pretty similar to what you guys are saying.
You didn't miss anything. Like,
Literally.
you should have just watched college basketball, which is far superior than anything the NBA will ever produce again.
All right, on to the next one. What are your reactions to the dunk contest?
Talked a little bit about it before. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll go 4. I mean, only because, like, towards the end of the rounds, the dunk started getting a little bit better. But like I said, Jackson Hayes doing a fast break dunk on his first attempt. I mean, come on. You've seen this guy throw it on E-Space in game, and that's the best you can do?
Yeah, that.
I really don't even know who won the dunk contest. I guessed Carter Bryant, and I just don't know who it is. Like, I don't know who that guy is. Like,
Yeah, we also had one of the players. I forgot his name. He
Jace Richardson with his
yes,
that was a scary
that
fall.
Yeah, it was
Luckily
pretty
he's
bad.
okay.
Yeah, thank God. Overall, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10. Like,
What happened to the game I love?
Mac McClung not being in there is sad because he saved it for the couple of years he was in it.
Did y'all see his he posted on Instagram what his 4 dunks would have been?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that toe touch one.
dude,
That would have gotten an
dude.
instant 50.
Dude.
But okay, on to the next question. What are your reactions to the 3-point contest?
I got this one. I'll start. It definitely carried All-Star Weekend. I'm not gonna say I didn't hate the new format of the All-Star game, but 3-point contest definitely carried the weekend. Saturday night on the All-Star break's obviously the best night, but Dame winning it, that was really fun. I did like to see that. Yeah, there's not much to say about the 3 point contest. I would have loved to see, like, I don't know, Steph, Clay, some actual names. I'm not saying who was in there wasn't an actual name, but Bobby Portis in a 3 point contest? Really? Come on now.
Yeah, but I mean, from an outside perspective, which I consider myself to be that since I haven't really been watching NBA that long, that sounds like it would be like the most entertaining one to watch. And then just what I heard is just like it was kind of really just lackluster from
Yeah,
a lot of
the
standpoints.
entire weekend was just lackluster.
Yeah, honestly, I watched a little bit of it. It was pretty good. I watched Dame win it, Dame time for the third time. Um, he really has been carrying that on a torn recovering on a torn Achilles. Obviously, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I think is the crazy part. They let an injured guy win it all against one of the best 3 point shooters in the game today, Connor Kniffel. So, what are your reactions to Sunday night, the All Star game, and which team are you rooting for?
I'll take this one. So, I did watch the whole thing, and honestly, you can tell there was a difference. All the games were really close. One buzzer beater by De'Aaron Fox when the Stripes versus the Stars. That one was a really good game. The OGs, obviously, I was rooting for the OGs, the old heads, the Stripes, Braun and them. Really good to see competitiveness. Really good to see an offensive stand by Victor Wembanyama setting the tone in that first game. And then you got Anthony Edwards obviously going so hard, especially on the tip-off against Victor Wembanyama trying to win it. And overall, I felt like it was a success. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch much. I heard it was a good format this year, but I mean, I'm always gonna prefer like East versus West, get rid of fan voting, stuff like that. But I was rooting for the USA Stars because Jalen Johnson and Anthony Edwards, two of my favorite NBA players. Um, yeah, pretty much. I'd probably say as someone who didn't watch it, I'll probably say it's like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, again, from my perspective, I didn't really watch any of it, but what it kind of sounds like to me is just like, you know, All Star Week is pretty similar to Pro Bowl, and it's not like how it used to be. But I mean, what I've heard about just the Star game is, I mean, it was good, but then again, I didn't really watch it, so.
Before we move to our next question, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
A special thanks to Silver Sky Woodworking for their support of our channel. Without them, it would be impossible to record this. If any of our followers, listeners, need custom furniture, accent walls, cutting boards, or custom cabinets, they should head over to viridiannews.org. That's VIRIDIANNEWS.org and click the link for Silver Sky.
We would also like to thank Legacy Lawn Care and Katie Studios Photography for sponsoring the channel.
And we're always looking for new patrons and sponsors, so please let us know at viridiannews.org if you would like to be a part of our work and reach our audience with us.
Now, back to the highlight.
Okay. What was your favorite event of the All-Star Week?
3 point contest. 3 point contest, it was easy. Like, that's the only one I actually paid attention to. And that's the only one that really needed to be paid attention to. Because you can't really mess up the 3 point contest, but you can mess up everything else by a landslide. But I like the skills challenge. That was fun. But it's still going to be a 3 point contest.
Honestly, I'm kind of on the same page with Drew. You can't mess up the 3 point contest. It's really hard to, and if you do, honestly, that's just pretty sad on the player's part. But the way that these players balled out in the All-Star game defensively amazed me, and I would say that was probably my favorite event.
Yeah, I mean, just generally from what I've heard from a majority of people is the same as what y'all are saying, just 3 point contest, just, of the whole weekend of just not good basketball. the 3-point contest was the best.
So, next question. What is one way you think the NBA can improve All-Star Weekend?
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about how it works, but I think just kind of, what y'all are saying. I've heard, fan voting get brought up a lot, and I've heard just a whole lot about that. And I think maybe, focusing on younger talent in the NBA could just kind of, bring more energy, bring more younger viewers to just like watch it, and for the fan base of whatever team that player comes from, just have them back the younger players on their team.
I have a lot to say about how the All-Star Game can be improved. So I'm going to start off with put more effort into finding good dunk contest participants. The best you can get was Jackson Hayes, Carter Bryant, and Jace Richardson. Are we serious right now? That's just abysmal. Like, that is poor execution from the NBA, and I'm very disappointed that Adam Silver, he needs to be fired. I mean, you hear him try to get rid of the draft and just make everything a rookie free agent pool? Like, that's stupid. Second thing, just go back to East versus West. Get one player from every team of each conference, 15 players, boom, that's it. Get rid of fan voting, just best player from each team. Third, go back to, like, 5 attempts for the dunk contest. Get rid of the timed dunks. No, you got to perform at a high level. You got to make it count. You got to make it right. Don't give them like a minute and a half. Just give them like 5 attempts. If they don't get it, 0. And lastly, just again, I'm going to say get rid of fan voting. Get rid of fan voting.
Yeah. See, with the USA versus World format, it was a great idea to get the competitiveness back into the All-Star game. If you keep that same competitiveness, I'm fine with going back to East versus West. It doesn't really matter to me. Everything else perfectly fine. Obviously, dunk contest, but we know that it's never going to change for that. Obviously, fan voting, terrible. I will say it many times. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Hate it.
I think the biggest instance I've ever seen of fan voting was, I believe, in 2018 when Zaza Pachulia led all centers with the most All-Star votes because the Warriors were going crazy that year.
Yeah. And the only problem I had with what you said was with pick the best player from each team. So what about the Lakers? Are you going to pick Luka over LeBron
Yeah.
in the All-Star game?
Yeah.
And you're just going to
I'm going to run with it. I'm going to run with it. Like, if he's not playing better than Luka, better get on your high horse. Like, you know what I mean? It'll bring a more competitive advantage to, like, okay, I need to get that All-Star. I need to play better. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that.
It's okay.
Harrison?
I mean, I think I'm going to have to side with Drew on this one. That sounds like, a more entertaining way for, not only, like, the viewers, but, like, the players. Because it gives the players, like, something to, like, strive for. Be like, I need to get this spot.
Yeah, if you want that on my resume, I need to step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
I could see where you're coming from. More competitive. It gets really competitive in the regular season. And have we already did the in-season? What was the cup?
We did. We've done the in-season tournament because I believe the Thunder won it.
Oh, yeah.
What? Correct me if I'm wrong, audience, but I believe the Thunder won it. It was in November.
I haven't heard of that all season, honestly.
It was huge last season.
It was huge when, like, the Lakers won it and then when the Bucks won it.
Yeah, because it was introduced in 2024, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... No, it was introduced in 2023. It was Lakers won the first one. Bucks won the second one. Oh, correction. The Knicks won this previous one.
Yeah, it was either Knicks or Thunder, really two big teams, East and West. Probably the two biggest teams in the East and the West right there.
Yeah, the Knicks, huge market. I mean, it's the Knicks. Everybody knows the Knicks. Everybody hates the Knicks. Same with the Lakers. Like, you're either a super fan of the team or you hate them with all you have.
I can agree with that.
All right, final question of the day's episode. Should the NBA go back to the East versus West or stick with the USA versus World? Like, should we go back to 2 teams or keep it with what we have right now?
I said this before and I'll say it again. keep the same competitiveness. I don't care what format you have. I don't care. 1v1, same competitiveness. It would be nice to have a 1v1 added on. That would be really nice. But just please keep the same defense, keep the same offense. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Drew said you said East versus West is like the best player from like each team. I think like that's a good way, and I said it before. NBA All Star Week sounds like the problems of it sound a lot similar to the problems that the Pro Bowl has.
The Pro Bowl, I'm surprised the MLB hasn't started declining at the rate that NFL and NBA are. But then again, can't beat America's pastime.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of the problems just you get it like with the Pro Bowl, like it was a big controversy this year with Shador Sanders getting in.
And Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and Joe Flacco. And just, it doesn't come down to, being good. It comes down to how popular you are. It sounds like a lot of those problems are the same with the All-Star weekend. So I think, just like you said, East versus West, having the best player from each team would be, more entertaining to watch.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Tune in next time for a mix-up and surprise.
And always remember, stay classy,
classy,
Walnut
Walnut
Grove.
Grove.